Good morning, everybody. It's another day in paradise in beautiful Las Vegas, and we're into the triple digits. Yes, we are. Oh boy, here we go. June, July, and August. Here we are. Summer seems to start, well, my idea of summer is triple digits, even though the calendar doesn't say it's summertime. Hopefully everybody's wonderful today. I am tired because I watched the Golden Knights lose last night, and it went on pretty late. We went to a friend's house. By the time we got home and I got to bed, it was 11:30. And I got to tell you, I'm a 9 o'clocker because I get up very early. And it's funny because no matter what time you go to bed, at least for me, my mental clock wakes me up at 4:30. It's like, hey, it's time to wake up. So I lay there. I thought, oh, if I could just sleep for 15 more minutes. I think I probably did, but it still wasn't enough. Okay, where are we today? 18 days of inventory in beautiful Las Vegas. Oh my goodness, we have 2,302 single family homes, just about what we had yesterday, because we listed 139. And I put up something new because I try to add some variety here. We added the $1 million stats, and so now I'm adding how many single family homes we listed that were under 400,000, and out of the 139, we listed 50 that were under 400,000. So just saying, if you've got clients in that price range, you might want to just take note that 50 new listings that are under 400,000. Anyway, where are we? We closed 106 yesterday. We put 151 under contract, and we listed 139. And that's for the first 2 days because this is the third day. So that's for, basically Tuesday and Wednesday, because this is Thursday. We don't have those stats yet. So when you see that days on the screen here where it says 2, that means this is 2 days worth of data, even though it is June 3rd. Just little details making you aware. And we've sold 283 homes so far in the past 2 days, which is 141 and a half homes per day. We'll see how that goes. There are really no holiday weekends in this month. So we'll see how those numbers fare. Last year, we only did 181 homes the first 2 days, and we were under the pandemic and, treading different territory than the previous year or this year. So last May, we did 4,223 for 136 homes a day. So we'll see how we do on the average daily this month. Year to date, we have done 21,000 homes, 21,042 versus last year when we year to date had only done 14,338. And that was the impact of the pandemic, as you can see. So we're moving along here. We've got 409 available homes over $1 million, and we have sold 648. So we're still about 5% ahead of all of last year. And the median, I kept it up there at 380. I'm just going to wait and see, as like I think I told you, to see what the statistics come in as they finish the month of May. So I'm hovering that around 380. And again, that I think it's probably pretty accurate. So we'll go with that until somebody tells us differently. So that's today. And today's show, we are going to move on to talk about customers, inquiries, things like that. So segue out of here and get rid of that. I did put this up in the group yesterday, and I don't think anybody read it or downloaded it or whatever, but I think it's something that's good to, it's some things that you can video about or post about, put on your own business page, help your clients who maybe want to buy a home, but they have some debt. So this might help some people, might help you, might help your clients, might help your kids. But I just thought it was really something cool. Say goodbye to debt. Don't let your debt get you down. When you commit to reducing debt, you will be able to have a more meaningful life and use these steps to create a plan to pay off your debt. So first of all, you got to know what your debt is. Take stock of all your loans, list out what they are from the smallest to the largest, and then make a payment plan. And that's it's called the stacking method. And the stacking method can mean many things depending on how you're using it. But in this case, it says just tackle the loan with the highest interest. And we've talked about that before. And so you start paying off the highest interest. And then when that's paid off, then you have, you're not paying so much the interest, because your next credit card or your next debt with the next highest interest, you'll be able to put more money down and pay it off faster. And as you continue to stack like that, all of a sudden you're out of debt. It's the snowball method. Aggressively pay off your debt with the with the smallest principal first too, and making minimum payments on everything else. So once you make your payment plan and then you stick to it, your cash flow will get boosted a lot quicker. And I did that this year. I had a couple of credit cards that kind of just crept up on me. In business, we buy things and we need things, and we had Christmas party, and we had all this, and I'm looking at it and I'm saying, oh my gosh, I have some 19% debt here. So man, I got rid of that right away. And then I felt so much better. So and then if you get any bonuses, right, put that towards your debt. And if you can pay off one debt completely, that's what they advise. And then you work on your debt with the lowest interest. I thought that was just something good to do. And then you just rinse and repeat until you have no debt. And I'm a fan of Dave Ramsey, who's, lived debt free. And our only debt really is, the mortgages that we have. So that's it. And it feels good because I finally got most of my credit cards paid off. I went on this, I've got 3 different businesses that have, so it was a challenge for me, but I did it. I got it done. Okay, yesterday again, I put this map up, and one of the things that I meant to show you is this information about comparison of cost of living. It's nerdwallet.com, just so you know. It's a great site, but you have to search for the cost of living comparison. It doesn't make it real apparent. Hi. No notification again. Oh, Karen, you make me feel bad. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought about putting an announcement on the group. So I might try that tomorrow. But if you go, I don't know. I'm not sure why you're not getting them, but because I did do a little research into it, but obviously you're still not getting it. Sorry. So anyway, this is NerdWallet, and if you remember yesterday, it shows the comparison of like if you live in Fort Lauderdale, what the percentage is of cost of living to live here versus living there. So like I said, I think you can use this creatively. And, as always, you need as much relevant information out there that you can possibly put out there on your social media, or if you do blogs. And y'all should be always doing relevant blogs and then some evergreen blogs. Things that, of course, like if you do a blog about a community, make sure you do it so that it's evergreen, meaning don't say dates or anything like that. Just, talk about the community without a time reference. And as long as it is evergreen, of course. So let's see. The topic of the day is let's get rid of this. And this is me on the screen. So we're going to talk about, first of all, what is an impression? So you're online. This is your journey, your online journey. One of the first things, like on social media or on your website, if you have analytics, it's impressions. And that means impressions are how many eyes are on your content. talking about content. How many eyes are on your content? Very, very important that you know that. And then inquiries. What is an inquiry? An inquiry is a person that responded to an offer that you made or an ad that you had. And now that's different than a prospect, because a prospect is a captured email or phone number. So you capture those through Facebook ads or landing pages. Like on Agent Formula, we have, I don't know, over 20 landing pages. And I know it's more than that, but we have landing pages that you can post on LinkedIn, post on any platform that you have, and get people, capture people's email. You know, they want to know a myriad of things, and they want to know the facts about Las Vegas. They want to have a relocation guide. So all those things are landing pages. Sorry. And the landing pages capture emails that go into your CRM, and now you have a prospect. So what is a lead? What is a lead? I mean, lead, I think, is where people just kind of bucket everything into that term, but that's a qualified opportunity. So when I talk about leads, guess what? It's your farm. Your farm is full of leads, because those are qualified opportunities. And you know why? Because you have information about them. You know about them. You know how long they've lived in the house. You know the floor plan they have. You know when the house was built. You know what the school districts are. You are a very informed rainmaker when it comes to having a farm, because you can, and you have their address and you can communicate with them. It was interesting yesterday. I had a gentleman come in the office and he says, "I'm just stopping by." He said, "I get your mailers every month talking about our community, because John farms where we live." He said very interesting things. He said, I really like knowing, what houses are selling around me. And John provides that. He provides a market report on all the sales in this community every month to them, what they sold for, price per square foot, and then all the active listings that are on the market and what they're on the market for, and price per square foot. And that gives people a gauge as to perhaps where they are. And then guess what? When you get that listing call, hopefully they've been receiving your mailers. And so they have a pretty good idea about what's going on in their neighborhood. So they look to you as the neighborhood expert. So when you go, like I was saying yesterday, be prepared, know your numbers. And in this market, the numbers are pretty fascinating, aren't they? Anyway, so when you go on that listing appointment and you've farmed people, those are qualified leads. Those are qualified leads. And they're opportunities. A farm is an opportunity village, really it is. And then what is a customer? Well, a customer is someone that you do business with. So once you list their house, or you take a buyer and you find a buyer in that community where they want to be, now they're your customer. And if you've done a good job, which I'm sure you have, they can be a referral base for life. So, when you look at, I know we're looking at this business right now through rose-colored glasses, maybe, because I think it's sometimes easier than we think. I don't know why people pay for inquiries, let's say, and you're not farming. And I've learned from Mike Ferry and a couple of his East Coast friends that if we don't start farming and filling our database with relationships and people that we know, and people who know, like, and trust us, in 3 to 4 years, and I think it's going to happen faster, because I see it happening faster in Vegas. These other platforms, and it's not just the iBuyer platforms anymore. These are just people, they're interlopers. They're after our business. They're after the $68 billion of commissions that agents make every year. So you have to believe it. And it's a great time right now to start farming. John just bought, I don't know how many flags. And the flags are pretty big. They're like this tall, right? He's going to stick them into the ground. Actually, he's going to have kids do it. And he's taking a hole punch through his business card, taking a pipe cleaner, wrapping it around the flag, and the kids are going to put it in the yard of his farm. And it's that time of year when people take notice to things like that. And we talk about the Popeyes with the relish, ketchup, and mustard. These things are just, you can reach out and touch these they're actual leads because you have information about them and they're qualified opportunities. I'm spinning it around a couple different ways to get your mind going to, gee, why don't I have a farm? And I see agents all the time that either they don't know what to do because they're not working on their business, they're not working in their business, they're not going out on Popeyes, they're not writing personal notes, they're not emailing, they're not sending out mailers. They're waiting for the low-hanging fruit, and they're paying $500, $600, $700, $800, $900 a month for unqualified inquiries. Just people that are responding or they're buying leads, but they're not leads. You're buying inquiries or prospects because you're probably going to get an email address or sometimes a phone number, but you're paying when I don't get it. I don't understand that. When you can go out and farm a neighborhood and be diligent about it and hold open houses and get qualified opportunities. And I'm ranting a little bit because I'm worried that in 3 to 4 years, half of you will be gone. Here's one thing. Half of you will be gone because you're going to be buying leads and they're going to cost 50% of your commission. They're going to go up because these interlopers are going to get qualified opportunities. Now, if you want to give up 50% of your commission for a qualified opportunity, okay, fine. But then the other 50% of the agents are not going to do that. They're going to go and farm. They're going to do things. A lot of our agents, the average age is in the 50s. Well, they probably have a nice book of business that they're farming. And I'm really jazzed about that. And I hopefully the agents in Vegas won't get such a big hit like they're predicting that everybody's going to get in 3 to 4 years. That's Tom Ferry and his some of his team. And he's all about listings. So let's talk about these inquiries though that you're getting from however you're getting them. So what do you do? So when a person reaches out to you via social media or on your website, your goal is to turn that online inquiry into a customer. And here's a few steps. Number one, the person reaches out to you, okay? Now you import that prospect into your database if it doesn't automatically go in there, okay? And then number three, you connect immediately. As soon as you get that email prospect, you need to connect with him immediately. You send an introduction letter and you give them something of value with it. Hi, how are you? Looks like you like Las Vegas. Click here to get my Las Vegas relocation guide or whatever you want to give them. If you're a first-time home buyer, click here and you'll get, my first-time home buyer guide. So lots of things that you can add value. Very easy in today's world. And if you're a member of the group, I'm always putting things up there, even like this debt reduction. You can say I'm adding something to in case you're thinking of buying a home, first-time home buyer. This might help you if you're thinking of moving to Vegas. Here's a link, and you can put those links right in the email. And you can put a video in the email too. Don't forget that. People love to see your smiley face. And then you follow up. Maybe they didn't respond. And you can find out if it was delivered, if it was a valid email address. You can find out all those things. And then you try to schedule a phone meeting or, maybe it was an inquiry about what's my home worth. You want to follow up and say, I'd love to come see your home and give you, my professional opinion about the market value of your home based on the amenities and the things that you've done to your home, so on and so forth. I really need to see it in person. So then when you get there, either on the phone, let's talk about that. You have to deliver exceptional service, meaning you have to ask the right questions, right? Who's in control of the conversation? It's the person asking the questions. But then how good are your questions? You have to ask good questions that lead them to building a relationship. Hi, I'm Ruth. Thank you so much for calling me back. I see that you were interested in this home. This home has a huge backyard. Do you have dogs and kids? You start right away with giving them information that maybe they don't know it has a big backyard, but you do because you looked it up before you called them. And you say, or maybe it wasn't even a home that they looked up and inquired about. Let's say you don't know. Then you just start saying, where do you live? You live in Las Vegas? You live in California. Oh, and you're thinking of moving here. Keep it rolling. And you know what? If you're not interested in people, you're in the wrong business, because that comes across. If you're just like scripted to the point where it's not sincere. I like scripts, but you have to repeat them enough times that you're sincere. You're sincerely interested in these people. And you have to ask interesting questions, and you have to be interesting. You have to be interesting, and you have to be interested. So, I've heard it said both ways, but I think you have to be both things. And when I used to answer the phone years ago in the late 1990s, I would be the rainmaker for the team. And so because of our Google success, we would get inquiries with phone numbers, and I'd always call them. Oh, you live in Utah. Your area code says you live in Utah. And they would say, oh, yeah, I do. Or no, I don't. Right. And anyway, just start the conversation off. And I used to really enjoy, and I still enjoy talking to people on the phone. And I just focus. I think that's the other thing. When you're on the phone, you have to focus. Focus on them. Focus on wanting to know everything about them. And that will come through. But again, you have to be sincere. And if you don't like people, you need to get out of the business, because you're not going to build relationships. And if your database is a database of relationships, not just, you've got contacts in your phone. I don't know. I think, who was it? Jason Abrams, he's a national speaker. So he says you've got, and the average person has 1,000 contacts in their phone. Isn't that amazing? Especially in this business he's referring to. I think the average real estate agent has 1,000 contacts in their phone. But how many of these contacts do you know, their phone? Do you know who their spouse is? Do you know if they have children? Do you know where they work? If you just start calling your database and finding out these things. Hey, hi, how are you? And we've talked in the past, and our paths have crossed the way. And I just wondered, how has the pandemic affected the way you feel about where you live? Ask them a question that is going to stir their minds a little bit and show them that you're interested. So I just went over turning inquiries into customers. So quick review. You reach out to them. Okay. You reach out to them. Number one, you import them into your database. You respond to them right away with an item of value, something valuable, and then you follow up. That's the main thing. And then you try to schedule to meet with them. And then you're exceptional when you finally do. And then you include them. Last part, you include them in your client appreciation program. So, hi, Karen. Oh, by the way, I have a client appreciation program where I send my clients something of value every month. Can I put you on that list? Oh, yeah, Ruth, I'd love to be on that list. Who doesn't want to be on that list, right? And so now you've got a way that you're going to constantly keep in touch with them. So, and of course, if you have an Agent Formula website, every month they're going to get the Las Vegas Market Watch plus 2 or 3 other little blogs that are evergreen. Unless it's the first of the month, and then they get the show deals and the hotel deals. So if you don't have an Agent Formula website, you need to get one. You need to go to agentformula.com. It has all the information about the website, and then there's a subscribe button. And there's no contract. It's just a 30-day notice to cancel. So you really, for $59, you should just try it. If you don't like it, if you don't see the value in all the videos we have. And Tom Ferry said a couple weeks ago, he says, if your website doesn't have a video on the front page, you need to put one there. Well, we've got all these videos, and you can pick which one you want on there. You can make one to put on there, or you can have them just randomly go whenever a new person clicks on your website, a new video appears. So if I come back in a half hour and click on it again, it's a different video. So we've thought of everything, and we always say, if there's something else that we can do for you, let us know. We're in the process of updating some of the email campaigns, just because we don't want them to get stale, because especially if you're sending them out more than once. We're looking to upgrade most of them, actually. We have a seller campaign, a buyer campaign, an investor campaign, and a renter campaign. So and I love the prospective seller campaign. I don't know how much we're going to change that, because that one is really cool. Anyway, I love you all. We have a class today, social media, from 1 to 3:30 at 8400 West Sahara. We're going to talk about Google, and we're going to hand out a little 10-page workbook free for you. And we're going to go through the steps in the workbook, so that you can up your Google presence, because that's important too. And then next Monday, we have agency. Do you work for your client? That's a very good one. I told you, Jimmy and I keep it updated and relevant. And it's a good class, 3 CE agency credits we have on, and that one is 10 to 1. And then on Thursday, and I talked about this yesterday when I was showing you this map, right? This map. Do you talk investor? Do you talk investor? Because people are coming here and investing in properties. And then the other thing I told you about 2 days ago was that video on CNBC about the proposed taxes on the 1031 tax exchange being retroactive. Now we know it's proposed he's going to do something. What Congress will do with it, we don't know that yet. But anyway, come to the class 2 to 5 and learn how to speak investor. Lots of people come here to invest in properties, and it's going to continue, because investing in real estate is the biggest hedge against inflation. Investing in real estate, right? Real estate is the biggest hedge against inflation, because it appreciates while the rest of the things depreciate. And what I mean by that, a quarter mil costs $1 today. Well, next year it's going to cost $1.05. So the value of that dollar depreciates. So what you can buy for it has depreciated, but the value of real estate goes up. Anyway, I love you all. Have a great day. Thanks for listening today. If you're listening to me on YouTube, please subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell for notifications, and I will see you tomorrow. It'll be Friday. Oh my gosh, where does the time go? I love you.